we finally have a decent amount of snow accumulation. And you know what that means? We get to go test out the 1-ton Tacoma on 40s in the powder. Brought to you in part by Cranbrook Toyota. All right, so we are with a pretty good group here. We got Trevor in his 4Runner, we got a first-gen 4Runner with us, we got a old school Chevy, and Dylan's Jeep. We just now hit the bush road, so pretty quick here, we'll be out in the snow.
12 seconds later.
I found a ditch, so I gotta get pulled back out. One good thing about being stuck is I finally get to try out my brand new Yankum rope. As you can see, it's still in its new packaging, so that's exciting. Oh, come on. There we go, sweet. So we got this pretty neat Yankum recovery receiver here, and our Yankum soft shackle. That guy goes up through there, over, and on. Something that I've noticed recently is I don't have any sort of front lock. The problem with air lockers is if there is a leak somewhere in your locking system, the locker won't work. And well, that's what's happening. Not having front lock, a very crappy forward limited slip in the rear, and street pressure, not a very good combination for snow wheeling. And I could fix one of these things pretty easily. Let some air out of it.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time, what? I don't know how. My pocket spot. Get a spade, wish you every day. You like my attitude. Float to the couch. Might wait the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no power.
He asked if I was good. Of course I'm good. Only a little covered in snow.
Oh, this is rather neat. It's an old water truck that is on its side here in the middle of nowhere. It's got a motor. How's it look inside? Huh. Looks like we already got some damage here on the Jeep.
What?
What'd you break?
Shock.
A shock?
Yeah, ripped you right off the diff.
Oh!
Oh, the logs kind of did some damage to my exhaust pipe. It bent around the shock into the snow.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you end up in the ditch? So remember when this Jeep lost a shock earlier? That shock was doubling as a limit strap, and the coil came out of the bucket when he hit the ditch. And now they're looking for the seat, the little rubber seat for the top of the coil in the ditch, which is essentially a needle in a haystack. I guess he was drifting a bit and went straight for the cabbage. More issues. Power steering pump's having issues now. Well, you looked really cool on the limiter coming through the ditch.
No, I got no power steering now, so steer with the rear.
I think that Jeep might have just created a day ender for our group here, because it is smoking like crazy because of power steering leak. He doesn't have power steering because of power steering leak. The rear spring is just kind of sitting in its home without any sort of seat. It's just floating there. And what else is wrong? Oh, it doesn't have a shock, so that's just a no-go for wheeling. After some further investigation, I found the source of the air leak in my front locker. Looking at the air line going into the diff, you can see this a little bit kinked going right into that fitting, and you can actually see a little pinhole right in there. So I think getting my front lock is going to be a pretty easy fix for the next time we go out. Anyways, guys, that about wraps up this episode of Dirt Garage. It was nice to actually get out and go snow wheeling with my Tacoma. When I got stuck in the ditch, my tire pressure was at 35, but after that, when I took it to 7.5, this thing was crazy good in the snow. Anyways, if you guys can do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, consider subscribing. I upload weekly Toyota, building, wheeling, and off-roading content. Anyways, I'll catch you next week. Peace.